We're TopHouse, and today we're breaking down our song, Chicago. All right, well, let's listen to the song. This song was very inspired by like Irishy sort of, or at least the instrumental part, the riff. I remember just thinking I wanted to write like an Irish tune, which the whole song doesn't really feel Irish, but at least that little riff part kind of does.
I remember you saying that like some riff, we should make a riff that should be Irish. And then I just had the mandolin and I was like, this feels kind of Irish, and noodled that thing that I still can't play to this very day.
Yeah.
I'm not on the mountain or the valley, but I've spent plenty time with both. I left the big sky to make my way out east, and I got lost in Chicago.
There's also like this section in verse 1 that kind of hints towards the non-traditional tonality kind of that shows up in the bridge in verse 1 when the mandolin and violin are playing like that D sharp E,
But I've spent plenty time.
Like minor second kind of. It's actually really hard to do that live because it just feels so wrong. I pretty much only play a D sharp now, but I'm supposed to be playing a D sharp E like double chord.
Well, I do the other one. We're like a half step apart live, and it's got that. They're just so close and they feel so tense. There's a lot of tension.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that the chord that you guys are playing in this? That's kind of like that. Yeah, that weird dissonant chord. Is that the same chord that y'all play together in Long Way Home with the build?
I was wondering that every time I hear that, I think it might be. It's not a chord. I guess it's technically an interval, but
It's that chord.
Thanks.
Now I'm tired. Could I stay right here to watch? She looked at me and she said, don't fear the mystery. Your life will be as it will be. Right now you're in the in-between, but you'll get through eventually. Don't forget the things that drive you. Leave what drags you down behind you. Don't let your hope be overcome.
one of my favorite parts about this song is the way where you say the words, now you're in the in-between, and then we flip the kick pattern. So instead of kicking on the on beats, we start kicking on the off beats, and it breaks our brains even still to this day. So every time we get to this part in the song live, I'm like, okay, Davis. That's how I talk to myself. I'm like, okay, Davis, don't go too slow or too fast, which is really what you should probably say about most music when you play it. But that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Particularly about that part.
I think the same thing. Okay, Davis. Don't mess this up.
It's kind of true, because if I go too slow or too fast,
yeah, no, that's like a fun little bit of like word painting.
Cause right now you're living life as if you're numb. Well, I hear rumors of the beauty. My eyes are.
We did so many interesting things rhythmically with this song. I thought like that whole second verse has got, it's like the guitar plays this like do 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 do, and then the bass and kick drum come in on like the boom. So it's like one do 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 boom, which I don't know what's the counting there. It's like the beats are all coming in on like 3s and 4s instead of 1s and 2s. It's like
2s and 4s instead of 1s and 3s. But
2s and 4s, yeah.
There's also the bass in this song, which
That's
is
true.
a little more obvious. And I remember having a lot of fun recording it because of certain parts. I just did like power chords, just like big girthy, which isn't, breaking new ground, but it's less, I feel like I hear it less often in a lot of music. So it's, if you hear some low end girth, if you hear some low end enthusiasm, that's probably what you're feeling.
I lost my head between my heart and my home. I gave up in Chicago.
This is an interesting song from like a violin standpoint because most songs you do not touch the high register while the singer is singing. But there are a few of them, like this one in Sirens, where it's just wailing up there the entire time because it's almost more of a percussion instrument in this song.
Then we were way less experienced with arranging songs, so we were just like, this is super cool. Let's just do it without even really thinking about things getting, at least I wasn't thinking about things getting in the way. I was like, that sounds cool. Let's just do it. And that's kind of like this whole album.
This song also has, it's one of the first songs that I feel like it's got some of the most background harmonies out of any of the songs we had recorded up to this point. Because we normally always tried to like not layer in too many things because we wanted to make it as realistic as possible for us to play live. But this song, we layered in extra harmonies, which was fun.
You're in the in-between, you'll get through eventually. Don't forget the things that drive you, leave what drags you down behind you. Don't let your hope be overcome, cause right now you're living life as if you're numb.
It might be my favorite violin solo in all of our songs. It's like so cool.
That's good to hear because, like, I don't know if you remember, but the way that violin solo came about is I was warming up and I'm just like, I'll just like spaz out. Like, I'll just kind of like, I just want to get my bow hand, like moving quickly enough. So like during that particular recording, the prototype for that solo on the demo was like, oh, keep that. And I'm like, oh no, like all I was doing is like, like just doing all these weird chromatic things because I was trying to like warm up my hands because it was cold.
It worked out really well. It's really cool. It's very trampled by Turtlesy.
Mm-hmm.
And I got lost in Chicago. I gave up in Chicago. Hadn't been Chicago, I'd have never seen her face. If I hadn't gotten lost, oh, I'd have never found my way. If it hadn't been Chicago, well, the road would be my grave. If I hadn't given up, oh, I'd have never known the strength.
So funny enough, when I was recording this vocal track, this was a day I literally just went down into our basement studio by myself and recorded the vocals. And I like was so out of breath singing this song because to me it was like, oh, this feels way too fast and it's in like a higher register. And it's just so funny because I'm pretty sure we played the song like twice as fast live. And now I can sing it. I sing it like, I don't know, it's not too difficult for me to sing live, but it's kind of fun to go back and listen to it and be like, wow, I could barely sing this song for this recording when I was in the studio.
And now I'm tired. Don't fear the mystery. Your life will be as if with fear. Right now you're in the in-between, but you'll get through eventually. Don't forget the things.
I just have to say quickly on that like little acapella part, like you're talking about it being scary because the song is the first, like, kind of this speed, or, like for me, this was terrifying because this is the first time I sang without anyone else on stage. Because I sing the first tired on the song, and that took years to get used to doing that. Because it just always felt like, and now I'm tired. Like I just felt like I couldn't. I was always, it took forever to feel like that was normal.
As if you're numb.
We were walking around Chicago one time and I was like, Chicago is just a fun word to say. And I was like, I think I just want to write a song with Chicago in it. And that was like kind of this like seed. And then I was driving between Montana and Nashville, which is like a 33-hour car ride. I was, sort of in one of those weird emotional states at the time where I felt kind of numb. Like I was like, it was just, weird things going on in life. And I was like, wow, Chicago is actually kind of this really cool sort of geographical representation of being in between the two places that I really care about, which are Montana and Tennessee. I think that this was one of those songs that the lyrics and the melody kind of came before a lot of the music behind it.
I remember we did a lot of piecing it together, piecing the puzzle together, just kind of in the basement of that house that we were renting.
I remember after writing this song and, you know, kind of the first demo I built for it, listening to it, I was so unsure of this song. Like I was like, I like it, but I also think it's probably objectively a terrible song. Like I was convinced that it was a bad song. And part of that was because there's so many parts to it. Like it feels like it's 5 songs in one.
Lots of like tempo changes.
Yeah, lots of tempo changes. So I remember thinking like, I think that this might objectively be a bad song. But then once we kind of got it pieced together, I was like, okay, maybe it's okay. And it honestly took me a while, even after we released it and after we played it a bunch, for me to realize that people liked it. And then I remember some people would come up and be like, oh, this is my favorite song by you. And, you know, now it's like, I think one of our top 10 in Spotify.
Usually I have like feelings attached to a song, but this one's been kind of fun because it's been other people telling me what they think of the song that have informed how I feel. Like my violin professor said she loved this the solo because it reminded her of Chicago traffic, which I've always thought was really cool.
Nice.
Just kind of like just parts of the song being more chaotic because Chicago is chaotic. And then there was a fan that came up at one point and said that like whenever he rode the subway, he would listen to this song, you know, and kind of like, you know, the message of being in the in-between and kind of like pushing through was a big deal to him. So now whenever I play this song, I think of subways, and actually the Banana Cat music video for this song is in a subway because of what that guy said. That's why that's like
I did not know that.
This song definitely predates when we went viral on TikTok and Instagram. And so we were playing a lot of gigs at the time for like drunk college students or drunk people in general, you know, at places. And our music is not undanceable, but like we make it difficult sometimes. And this song is a funny example of that, where like you would watch the audience and like they're kind of waiting to start jumping up and down. And then every single time, and now I'm tired, that entire part came in, except with the right pitches. And then everyone would start jumping up and down, and then it just dies. And just looking at everyone looking so confused was like very fun. I just remember kind of waiting for it every time. And then they start jumping again when it's great.
I remember a few times watching couples come out when we started the song to like swing dance. And I would always just be like, oh, this is going to be so much fun to watch because it just keeps changing rhythms. And it was always fun to watch people be like, oh, no, what do we do now?
Well, thanks for joining us. This has been a song breakdown of a song called Chicago by TopHouse. That's us.